Morning, Maya. Morning, Lucy. Looks like you guys are enjoying the shade. Morning, sheep. Yeah, it's a beautiful day today. Hey guys, I'm Evan and welcome to Country View Acres. So today I got a bunch of little jobs to do, and most of that's gonna deal around the animals, the livestock. And then we also have pigs coming in a couple days, so we need to kind of get ready for that. But first thing I'm gonna do is start out here with the steers, and I need to do something about this water trough. So this water trough slowly sunk in the ground and became unlevel, so then it started pouring out, getting the ground wet, and of course the steers want to cool their feet off, and they just want to stand in that, and they have turned this into a muddy mess. So I really want this area here to dry up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dump the water trough and move it to the other end. Now it does seem a little counterproductive dumping all that water on the ground, but I don't really have much of a choice. We're going to put it at the other end of the pasture, and we're going to feed it from a water hydrant that's in the white pole barn back there. And then we're going to adjust this float on here because it auto fills. And this float, I've got it off right now. I turned this off last night when I found it. But I had that set so that the water level was like right next to the edge. And as long as it was on nice level ground, it worked fine. Well, obviously I should set the float so it's probably about 3 inches from the top. And that would be probably a lot safer level, not having to worry about spilling over. So there is a cap down here at the bottom of this water trough where we can drain this out fairly quick. There she goes. So I decided to use the truck to move this water trough. Don't mind me, boys. Just coming by. Well, see if I can do this without getting all muddy. There we go. Always had trouble with this wanting to drip. And if it's full of water, you can't get in here and tighten it. So now's the time to make sure this is tight. See, as I tighten that, it's actually wanting to loosen the other side, which is attached to the tank. This is going to require 2 wrenches. You like my nice little cute set of channel locks? Well, now I need something for the hose. Now, hopefully that don't drip. Well, this hose just reaches. Only got about an extra foot of length. It's about perfect. All right, she's filling up. That's probably gonna take at least a half an hour, maybe more. Move on to the next job. Well, I finally got a mineral feeder for the steers and for the cows. So this is one that sits on the ground and they open up and eat the mineral out of. These are not cheap. Well, everything to do with cattle is not cheap. This was probably, I think this was $275 a piece for these. I ended up getting 2, one for this pasture and one for the other side. So one thing I noticed the other day is this black flap on top. When it is in the sun, it gets so hot it burns you. So we're gonna make sure these are in the shade. So under this flap right here, there is 3 different compartments where you can put 3 different sets of mineral. And the steers and the cows, they're curious creatures. They could come up here and just start lifting that up and start looking for it. My initial thought was that I probably needed to train them to it if they're not used to one of these. And I thought about taking the flap off so that they could easily see it and get to it and put the mineral in there. And then in a few days, put the flap over the top of it. But the nut on the top, I have to have a very long socket wrench to go the whole depth of this thing to reach the backside of that bolt to get the flap off. So that's proving not to be very easy. So I'm gonna go ahead and find a wrench, see if I can get the flap off of there. This may not even need to be done. I mean, maybe this is overkill. Maybe I'm going a little bit too far, because they'll probably eventually find it. But I think I'm just going to go ahead and go take the flap out so that they find the mineral today and start getting some in their system, start getting used to it. I put 2 extensions together. Hopefully that's long enough. So I've got 2 types of mineral to put in here, and the first one is Redmond fine salt, but this has the garlic added to it. And ever since I watched Farmer Tyler Ranch and he always used those garlic salt blocks, I've been wanting to try that to see if it helps out with the flies. So we've got that to put in here. And then the other one we have is a Redmond beef mineral mix. Now this is, when you look at their website, this says this is really strictly for beef cattle, not dairy cattle, not sheep, not goats. This is strictly recommended for beef. So I'm going to put both of these in here, 2 different compartments. I about guarantee they'll eat this one first because I think the garlic is going to seem weird to them because they're not used to garlic. But we're going to go ahead and put both of these in here and see how they eat it. So I was able to find a Redmond dealer not too far away from here using their, they got like an online search tool to find their dealers. And yeah, there's only one about a half hour away from me. It's just on the Indiana side of the river. These do come with little cups if you want to mix it with feed. Gotta remember to take those out. Now for the regular salt with garlic. Now this one is recommended for all animals. So I can use this with the dairy cows, with the beef cows, with the sheep, and with the goats. So that's the good thing. Wow, I just got a whiff of that. I can smell it like a foot away. There is some strong garlic to that. Wow. Boy, by looking at it, you really can't tell a difference between the two, but oh my goodness, that is crazy how strong the garlic scent is in that. Go ahead, just put the small flaps back on, leave it like that, and then we'll store this big flap for now. All right, water's done filling up. So we are about 3 inches from the top on this side. That back side over there is probably 5 inches down. It's obviously not perfectly level, but less chance of overflowing now. So this mineral feeder is made to anchor to the ground. It's got 3 holes in it for you to drive spikes into the ground and hold it in place. That way the steers can't move it. So I'm gonna have to go back to the workshop. We're gonna make a few anchors for these. Well, I came in here to make sure that this hose wasn't leaking because I put a repair thing on here. But this is what I did find leaking. Look at that. It's leaking right out of the hydrant. So this nut right here is like, we'll tighten up the packing to seal this off. So we're going to try tightening that up, see if that'll fix this leak. The problem is I'm turning the whole water hydrant. The whole thing is spinning. So I'm probably going to have to get a pipe wrench to back this up, because I don't want to spin that, or else down in the ground it's trying to spin the fitting down there too, and it'll break something. I don't think it's tightening at all. I think it's just rounding over the flats, and that's a good Craftsman 3/4 inch, and it is not turning that brass packing nut. So I am to the point where I just need to tighten it. So probably don't care if I destroy it a little bit at this point in time. Oh, she turned. Finally like broke free. I think it was all the paint. Okay, that's probably like a half a turn. Let's see if she leaks. Well, you can see it's not leaking anymore. Yes, that brass nut has seen better days, but at least we don't have a water leak. That would have been probably hundreds of gallons a day leaking out of that. That would have cost quite a bit of money. Didn't want to have to tear this all apart to fix it, so at least we got it somewhat repaired. I'm gonna go ahead and make some anchors out of this, I think it's 1/2-inch rebar. So now I'm just gonna weld a fender washer to the top of the rebar. And they're all gonna look something like this. So now I just gotta set up the same thing for the sheep and the cows here. There ain't nothing in it yet, Maya. Hold on. So this is just the regular salt with the garlic added. You gonna try it? And this one was good for all species of animals, so should be good in here with the cows and sheep and the goats. What do you think of that, Maya? Both of you tried it out, didn't you? I'm kind of surprised, to be honest with you. I thought it'd take a little while. You're gonna have garlic breath now. Well, apparently the milk cows approve. I couldn't get the steers to get up. They just wanted to lay in the shade. So this Redmond salt, I believe it's mined in Utah. It's naturally occurring, has a bunch of natural minerals mixed in with the salt. And Maya still wants to lick the bag. So besides the mineral salt, the other thing I know people use in these is going to be the dried kelp or the dried seaweed. They will put that in there, and that has a bunch of, I believe it's a bunch of micronutrients in it that can supplement the cattle as well. But I'm not sure what else you can use in these loose mineral feeders like this. So there's 3 pockets in there. So it'd be interesting to see if there's something else we could come up with for the other 2 pockets, because right now we've just got the regular garlic salt in there. So it'd be interesting if you guys use something else besides seaweed or the mineral salt. It'd be interesting to know what you guys put in there for cattle or sheep. No, don't mess with my camera. It's not food, it's not covered in salt. So now that they know that the salt is in there, I'm gonna go ahead and put the flap back on top of it, because the flap keeps the rain out, but it also keeps them from accidentally pooping in it, keeps the goats and the sheep from climbing in it. You girls are smart. No, don't, you're licking my camera. Stop it. Oh, come on. Come on, Maya. This is not food. Get the cow kisses off the camera. Now you gotta just flip the flap up if you want to get in it. Okay, see? You put your head in there. Hi, Lucy, how are you? Ooh. Sure, you'll get close to me and won't let me get close to you. Well, you give them a little bit more time, and I'm sure they'll be opening that up on their own and getting as much salt as they want. So they definitely are liking it, but I don't think the boys have even found it yet. I don't even think you guys have made it to the other side of the pasture, to the water trough even. You guys just been lounging around all day. So these steers ended up breaking our feed trough. So it is going uphill, so it's taller on this side, shorter on that side. Short enough that they were able to step inside and punch a hole straight through it. So, oh well, now a lot of their feed ends up going down the hole. So I see another project in the future. Probably end up having to build a new feed trough this time. I may end up making it out of metal. So I may go down to the place where I buy my metal and have them bend a piece of sheet metal and then weld up the sides and some legs and make my own feed trough. We'll have to see. But I think that is a choice rather than buying one. I may just try to fabricate my own that we can mount here along the fence line. So the next thing on my list is to clean up the pig pen. It is completely overgrown. So you can see the hog hooch right there. We've got weeds growing up. It is very tall. Some of these weeds are very tall. These are taller than I am right there. Now I'm not gonna clean out the whole pig pen. I probably wanna mow around the perimeter where the fence goes, and I just wanna get this knocked down here in front because this is where we feed and water the pigs. The rest of it I'm just gonna leave because the pigs will root through it and they'll clean it up themselves. Well, the lawnmower won't actually fit in here between the feeders and the hog hooch, so I'll have to do this with a weed eater, but I can still go around and get all the fence line clear. Well, now I just need to close up the back of their pen with a hog panel, and apparently it's turned into a trellis. Oh, for all these vines. Oops, I hooked the post. There we go. All right, we got the pigs' training pen all closed back in. This is where the pigs will grow out for several weeks, and we're gonna train them on electric fence in here. And then once they're big enough and trained up, then they're gonna get to roam all of this back here because we're gonna put up like a 3-wire electric fence, and it'll go all the way around here through the woods back there. And they'll have, you know, an acre and a half or something that they'll be able to roam around here in the woods. And that's the way we typically have been raising the pigs the last few years. And this year we're gonna get 4. We're gonna get 1 more than last year, so it'll be the most we've ever raised. So we're thinking about making the electric perimeter fence. We're thinking about expanding that a little bit more, give them a little bit more room, and give them more areas to clean out for us as well. So if you've been watching the channel, you know that they cleared out this area back here. You can't tell it, but they uncovered all the junk and trash that was left here by previous owners, and we were able to get that all picked up and put in dumpsters. And the pigs just really helped us out. They rooted up that area and kind of pulled up all the trash where it was easy for us to pick it up. So I think all I need to do now is I just need to get the water trough bleached out. I don't even know if we have any bleach, but it's going to definitely need cleaned out, and get the water. It's like a water tank with little drinkers on it for the pigs, and I need to get that cleaned out, and then I think we're pretty much ready for pigs. Well, the steers have finally moved from this end of the pasture to the other end, so I'm gonna go find out whether they've checked out these minerals or not, because I'd like to get them covered up as well. I don't want them pooping in their minerals either, so let's go out there, see what they think. They may have just walked to this end, because that one over there just walked up to the mineral feeder. I watched him sniff it a little bit, and now I can tell he was licking the minerals. So they may have just got over here for the first time. I think the first one was eating the garlic one. That's definitely the one that attracts their nose. Yep, that one's eating the garlic one too. All right, now he's gonna go for the beef mineral. What's wrong, buddy? Like you don't like the taste in your mouth. So the last steer came over and he started smelling it, and he's tried the garlic salt probably 4 or 5 times now. and he keeps going back for more. So seems like it's a success. This steer right here was the only one that acted like he didn't quite like the garlic. I figured it'd be an acquired taste, and I'm really actually surprised that 4 out of 5 kept going back for more. This is the only one that didn't. So now that all 3 steers have ate from the mineral feeder, I'll probably come back out here in just a second and I'll put that rubber flap over the top and prevent them from accidentally pooping or peeing inside of that and ruining all that salt. But at least we are ready for pigs in 2 days. And I think I'm going to spend the rest of the day, when it cools down this evening, I'm probably going to work out in the garden and hoping to get that finished up this weekend as well. And finally, I'll feel like maybe I'm caught up around here. I felt like I've been so far behind, but I think all of the big projects, you know, getting the steers, getting the cows, getting the hay baled, and now finally, hopefully tomorrow evening or sometime this weekend, we'll get the garden all finished up and planted, and then I'll finally feel like I'm caught up around here. But I think that's going to be it for this video, guys. So thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.